Hello guys and welcome to my channel. This is a Mazda RX-8 channel, and in today's video we're going to be building this custom cold air intake that goes down over here and out, and here's sort of like the filter. It does fit. I could actually put it over here. So this is like pretty much a mock-up. I cut some stuff down and basically I made my own cold air intake from the pipe that was already in here. I don't know if it was like from a Supra or something. It does say Toyota. I don't think somebody was doing that to a Camry. I mean, maybe BRZ. But anyways, it does have mass airflow sensor right here. It will plug in. But I wanted this shape to go from here. I wanted like more like a straight pipe, right? But since this is what I have to work with and I'm on a budget, I found this in my trunk. This is kind of like what I'm doing. I had to make several cuts and make things work. So it's going down. Because guys, here's what I've seen some of you do, okay? You stick a piece of pipe in here, you put a filter on it, and you think you got a cold air intake. Well, actually, you just made a worse intake than what stock was. Because that would not be considered a cold air intake, because where's it getting all the air from? Under the hood. And over here, lots of heat. This is why it's important to get like lots of heat away from your engine. This is why it's important to get proper fans, proper airflow, have the least amount of stuff here that's blocking everything. And at this point, you're not seeing my battery or the airbox, obviously. But anyways, if you use just original and you put a K&N in there, I think that would be a lot better than trying to put cold air intake, well, that way, just put in like a sort of like a filter, like aftermarket that's underneath the hood here, that's sucking all the air. The reason that original factory one would work, I'll show you. A while ago, I showed you kind of like what I did here with this one. So I do have this original housing. Inside, I have a K&N filter, but it's a cone-shaped filter that does fit inside. I am missing like one of the clips, but it's okay. I could get another one from that one now. But as you could see, original one is sucking air directly from outside. So you have basically this piece of pipe, and it's sucking all the air from at least outside, not inside your engine bay. But with the original one, with having a bumper here and having the light here, I mean, look how much air has to suck. There's just not a lot of room. Look, sure, there's like a little excess like by the light, and maybe this is enough, but you got a whole bumper here and you got a lot going on, and you really don't have like any direct airflow that's going to this. So no, this is not necessarily a cold air intake. This is more like just a regular intake, just taking air from outside. But if you're just putting a cone filter here, because I've seen people do that. Actually, that guy done that. He installed half of this with a cone filter installed on this, and it was flipped around like this. But still, it's inside of the engine bay, nothing's connected, and the cone filter's over here just bent every which way. And that's what he had. And that's what I used in a couple of my test drives with this car once I got it up and running. But I did not like that because it's just sucking air from underneath the hood. Anyways, I wanted a cold air intake. I don't want to spend money on it. So I'm using whatever I have, and I'm building my own. So in this video, guys, if you want, I'll show you kind of like how to do it. So if you got some pipes laying around, you could basically do probably something even better than this, because I have to work with the bends that was already there. But if you have like a fresh set of tubes, maybe like some basic shapes, like maybe some angles or whatever, you could probably do something better. Like what I would do differently here, like if I could, I would find something that goes here and it goes, well, actually, this is the way I would do it, because technically you got this throttle body sitting over here, right? And it's basically like if you're gonna put a pipe, it's gonna go straight that way. But the opening is over here. So where's it gonna go? There's a radiator here. There's a lock for your hood. It just can't go anywhere. And down, there's no room going down. So the only way you have is either taking it out this way and maybe getting it sticking out of the hood, or going through this area here and maybe like making like an opening in the bumper here where it sucks air directly. But then where's the filter? You gotta have the filter somewhere. Or you could have a cold air intake, so it actually has to go down past the bumper, go to the bottom right there where the radiators are, and that's where the most air is going to be flowing, and that's going to be the coolest air. So this is going to be the best way to do it. This is why cold air intakes, they work best. What's important for these RX-8s, guys, you got to make them breathe. You got to make sure that they're also expelling all the exhaust gases out of there. Decatting is kind of important. Because cats, they do kill rotaries. But these are my track cars, and that's kind of like what I'm doing, at least for now. Maybe in the future I'll do some other upgrade, but I'm liking this just fine. So all I gotta do now is just put some silicone things here, because this is where it meets. Over here there's just one cut. I'm just using this tape to hold it. But enjoy the video, guys, because I'll show you exactly how I did it. Hello guys, and welcome to my Mazda RX-8 channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to make something out of this and some other stuff on my table to basically make a cold air intake. So let's put our heads together and see if we could come up with something. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But guess what? I found 2 pieces of tubing by Engine, and it says Dyno Proven Performance Products. But this here says Toyota, so it looks like somebody took this straight out of the GR Supra and tried to install this on the Mazda RX-8. But this was actually left in the trunk and was sitting there. It's got some mounting brackets, it's got some other stuff. But I'm going to try to see if I could actually take something like this and make it useful. Let's see what we can come up with. So anyways, guys, this is what I got. So let's just go ahead and remove this here. This is the clamp. Spectre. I mean, I don't know if this is a budget one or a good one. I really have no idea. This is my original air box. So let's see what we could do here. Okay, then I have basically some of this stuff here. I really don't know if this is going to be something important or not, but I'm looking at this here and I'm thinking, can I make this work together with this pipe? As you can see, we have mass airflow sensor here. Could I somehow make these things work? I don't know. But I have various different tubes that I bought just in case. Also, maybe I could cut off a piece of plastic from the original just to extend it a little bit. Would that help me at all? I don't know. Let's take a look. I mean, there is this tube which I could remove, and this box here, I don't know if this at all can be useful. Can I even mount something? I'm just like thinking about pieces that I could use. Our Tuners Racing. Okay, what I'm trying to accomplish with this here is I'm actually test fitting that particular part if I will be using it, and then let's see if that could work. That's just not gonna really work. So you might be wondering, why am I going through all the trouble? Well, this particular piece, as you can see, it's got like a couple different things here. This one goes on a throttle body. The thing is, that would actually work. Like if I install that onto the throttle body, this would actually work, and it does have a sensor here. But we would be missing all of these other things that would go inside of the pipe. Could we drill them and add those things on there? Well, I'm sure we can. It's not that complicated. I mean, we do have one little outlet there. I mean, that's way towards the end. So maybe I could, you know, drill some here and like add them. Maybe then this would not be necessary. I don't even know what this is. Could this be could this be like an sort of like oil catch can from factory? What do you think, guys? Because this does collect some oil. Or is it sort of like a PCV valve? Why would this even be there? I mean, I just don't understand this design. If anybody out there knows, why is it here? Is that even important? So I already know that I can technically connect one of those tubes to my throttle body. Let me show you kind of like what I'm thinking. Okay, so if I just take this with a mass airflow sensor, I could technically put this on over here. Well, actually, I don't really need it. I forgot that you could just basically sort of like tilt it up. I mean, we do this, and this is what happens. You see, this sort of goes here, and then of course we got the fans here. And looking at it, I mean, it looks cool, but this won't be a cold air intake, and that's going to be the case. I mean, just a bend alone is just really not working for me, but it does look kind of cool. But also it goes where the battery box is, so that means the battery box would need to be relocated. So I'm kind of like looking and thinking, what else can be done? What about something like this? Now I rotated it a little bit. It kind of comes out where it needs to be, kind of, but not really. Still though, I don't see how this would work. It's just, I mean, it's just a lot. I mean, it's just kind of like bent. But technically it's almost in the right spot, almost, but definitely air filter would not work, and you could kind of do like a hood scoop, but completely unnecessary for this here. Like, guys, the only reason I'm actually even attempting to even look at this is because it's a freebie. It's inside of my car. It was just like sitting in there, and that's the only reason. And I'm just kind of like looking to see, can I possibly make something out of this? Can I make it work? Okay, now what I'm going to try to do is attempt to kind of like just wiggle it like that. So we would have technically a mass airflow sensor right here. Like, it can technically plug in. Okay, if we do this, what are we achieving? Technically I could cut this pipe. I could cut it around. I could put another sleeve on it. Like, I mean, I have one right here, obviously. and perhaps put a bend in it and have it come out over here. I just don't know, like, how can we really accomplish that. Like, here's a pipe that's almost straight. Like, can I take that particular bend and maybe have something that comes out of here, like this. This is almost kind of like a puzzle that I'm working with. Like, if I could do this, I mean, this is already seeming plausible. Now there's also a mounting bracket. I mean, maybe I could work something out like this. Maybe I could extend the bracket and install something. And if I do cut it off and find a way to mount it, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, if I caught it right here, I mean, that's where it's sort of like the emblem is, the cool emblem. It almost looks like if I caught it anywhere, it would kind of go down. And if it does, I could kind of probably connect it right there. Or I could cut it off straight up, like right here, and find a straighter pieces and try to see if I could just get it to come out there. But this is almost correct. This is almost how I want. Oh, this is still connected. I would need to kind of remove their sticker. I mean, it's a cool sticker. We could stick it on again some other place. I don't know. Sometimes I just use something that's by my fingers. But really, not the best way to remove it. But hey, done. I could repurpose it. I mean, it is kind of like a cool sticker. We could repurpose it. Okay, I did cut it, and let's just see what this is going to look like now. Let's see. I mean, what was it doing? I think it was like sticking up like this. But now I could technically, let's see here. I mean, technically, I'm almost getting what I want. Like, I could technically cut another piece and have it go this way. But I would like to have it go down. Like this. So let's see, do I have enough? So technically, that has sort of enough bend on it to where with that particular bend, it almost becomes straight. So I'm just gonna cut me a piece of this just to see where it's gonna go. Okay, so let's see what's up. So now I have a piece over here, piece over there. It's not exactly what I want, but it's so close. That pipe is just a little longer, or this a little longer. So let's see. Or maybe this. We have a lot of choices. That almost can go into and clip in into something. And technically, that is almost going how I want. This is some weird ingenuity. I mean, I could technically have this go this way. Just I have actually some elbows as well. But I could then, if I could just have this go like this, I could have another one just go down at an angle. Or out and down. This could even be. So here I have a piece that looks like it almost works. It's just too long. Like if I cut that little elbow out, let me show you. I don't know if this is luck or if this is even gonna go anywhere. Just don't know. But see, like if I place this down, that has just enough bend to where if I cut it, I could bring it up. I mean, it seems like I could just cut it at an angle. And this is kind of maneuverable. I mean, this is so crazy that it might just work. This is almost what I want. I'm just gonna try to see some more options. I also have a pipe like this. And it's also black. It's the most matching. I mean, this also seemed like it can work. That literally, like, man, I gotta give you like a top view on it. Like, that seems like it can work. Like, even like if I take it in a little bit, like that has a proper curve right there. Like, I could technically mark this. This might just work. I mean, it's just that curve. That curve, like, just really completes it. Like literally underneath the pipe. So if I align it here, I mean, that, I'm just gonna make sure that there's also a bracket that I have to mess with. So let's see, I'm just gonna put this up because there's a bracket. I mean, that goes together. That really does. Let's see what the black one does though. The black one does the same thing. I mean, it just seems like in order for this to work, I mean, I'm just kind of like doing a mock-up right now. But I need to place something underneath that this can lay on, and then basically just use a paint marker to mark it so I could cut the angles out properly. And heck, it might just work. I mean, I think I got everything I need here. I mean, it kind of goes out of the way of everything, and I mean, this is kind of like what it looks like. And over here, the bottom, I mean, I don't know, but seems like I could put it like and that's a big hole, but I could extend it a little bit more. I mean, like, if I want to use this, I just need to make a smaller end and a bigger end. Just have a piece that can tie everything together. And that's a lot easier to figure out than this. See, I'm just gonna try to do a little bit of a mock-up. Pretend like That's connected. That's too big, I know, but either way, I'm just looking at things. And let's see what I want to do. I could technically cut a little bit more of that. This one actually even has a proper sleeve. I could even weld this. I have a TIG welder. I'm just like looking at this. Now I'm gonna have to see something. Let's see. Let me take. I just don't want to get confused. Just want this little sleeve. And that's a small one that goes on here. So I mean, if I want to, I could just cut that off and I'll have a bigger one to work with. But that small one is particularly designed for that. Technically that just goes there. I even use this here. That's just way too small. It's only useful on that side. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Tape. Okay, I'm just gonna try to just do some mock-ups. I gotta get my paint marker. Okay, let's just do this. So this needs to go. Let's see. This needs to go. I mean, like, I'm just like winding this up, like it's kind of cool. Come on, where's my paint marker? Thought I had it here. Okay, I just wanted to be able to mark it where I like it. There's a couple ways of doing. Like, one of them is where this is slightly above, like this. And one of them is where it's kind of like at the bottom, like. kind of like a bracket there. Okay. So we'll just put like a line here. I'm just getting this started. Well, that's something. Still wants to go down. Sorry guys if this kind of looks silly, but I'm just doing this because I don't have extra hands. So I'm just gonna have this serve as my mock-up and just kind of hold things in place so that I could see exactly what's going on, because it's kind of hard, you know. So that's kind of staying together. In reality, this looks like it's a little bit more realistic. I mean, it seems like it's going to be something like this. Like that just seems like the bend. Just put the arrow going like that. Okay, I'll cut it and I'll see where we at. Okay, so got this little piece. And yeah, like this will work. Like, I mean, I could even ever so slightly bend that part. It does go well together. This brand new marker, paint marker, is just not being really nice. So I'm just gonna mark 2 right here. Do something like this. Guys, look at this. I mean, it's connected, and it goes right here. So it continues, and we do have, you know, a couple extra parts. Like, for instance, if we need to, we can cut that off and have that go here, or have it bend like this, or bend like that, or even bend in a little bit. Let's say like right here, kind of going towards the radiator, and then I could just put a filter there. Or I could just have this go sideways and just have it there. So I think I would like to bend it kind of like towards the corner. It just seems like there would be a lot more room. Touch that with eBay tape. That is funny. You know, I'm laughing here, right? Because it's got so many bends. But heck, we started with a lot of bends. This is all original bends. Technically, we straighten them out. Like, look, it just goes like this. I mean, I like this a lot cleaner than, I mean, like, what else I would expect? Like, I can't make this thing go straight. Unless there's like some kind of thing here, and I could just then, you know, make it straight. But I'm just working with what I got, guys. I gotta tell you, this is a lot better than I expected. I do have a TIG welder. I could technically weld this up, but I do not recommend welding this up. There's no way I'm going to be able to pull this thing out of here if I do that. So I'm not going to do that. The only thing, you know, the only portions that could be TIG welded is probably, let's say, like this end, right? And that's about it. Maybe that end, but it's real unnecessary. I'm just going to get like these silicone style hoses. I could probably even cut this one. I don't know if this could fit. Really don't know. But I'll just order some more. I mean, this is big. I ordered a couple different kinds. I'm the one that ordered them. I think this is like a 3-inch, and I think that's a 2-inch. I need to measure them. Oh yeah, I wanted to just put this on. I mean, I don't know if this is what I'll be using, but you know, with some adaptations, you know, with having like another piece, I mean, this could work. I just need to also figure out the bracket systems. I mean, I'll have to weld different bracket system. Like for instance, I might just cut this bracket off and install it over here somewhere to where I could, you know, I mean, this ain't going nowhere, like, but I would probably cut this bracket off, weld it right here, and use this original place, like it's gonna look like it's made for it. Then take this off and install it somewhere in a pipe, like over here, to where like it kind of holds it in place. I mean, there's still a lot more ingenuity that can go into this, but look with what we started. And I know it's kind of funny, see the eBay tape, but I have plenty of that tape, so that's kind of like what I'm using. And yeah, so in the end, what I'll do, once I have all the pieces kind of like lined up and everything, I want to clean up all of the ends. I will of course mark everything, you know, the way it kind of goes. I mean, best I can, right? Or maybe like at least like mark like, you know, piece 1, 2, or 3. I will know what fits, what doesn't as I'm installing this. And with silicone hoses, I could just adjust them every which way, right? Yeah, so once all of the silicone hoses has been connected, of course I still got an issue with the actual hose itself, like these things. So I believe what I can do is I mean, I don't want to like extend them too much, but I think right here where these are, I could just install like rivet some in. And then of course we have an oil catch can. I will be mounting an oil catch can somewhere in the area, maybe in this area somewhere. And yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So that's gonna be the end. There's still a little bit more to figure out, but I want to see if the hood will close with this being here. Well, let's see if the hood's gonna close. I mean, it does. Surprisingly, there's plenty of room. I'm not gonna like really shut it, but hey guys, I'm kind of liking this. I mean, that's what I expected.